Should we give props for Sam in the kitchen he's carrying on his back?
I know only the essentials.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back for another episode on pineapple and lemon. Okay, so we're continuing our marathon today.
Yes, we got the next lineup coming up for Lord of the Rings.
The Two Towers.
It's the first part we're going to do right now for the second movie.
Yes, ma'am.
We've already done part 1 and 2 for the first movie. You want to check those out, or our Hobbit videos as well.
You want to check the Hobbits, check the Fellowship, then check this one.
There you go.
In that order.
All properly laid out for you. We talked before about how we've all seen Lord of the Rings for the most part, but we do have some other guests with us here today as well.
We do have guests with us today. We have Steven and we have Nick. So everyone here has seen the Two Towers.
Yes.
Yes is all around.
Not the extended edition and not in like 8 years, but yes.
Christina, do you have any little facts or anything about this movie before we get into it?
The biggest one is again that they still did the continuous filming. They didn't stop or break in between. So as soon as they wrapped up on the Fellowship, they went right into the Two Towers. Biggest ones are going to be more surrounding the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Yep.
Because they did shoot that, and because it was a night shot, it
Right.
took several months. And so one of the big things that they did was they made shirts for the whole cast and crew that says, "I'd survived the Battle of Helm's Deep."
Okay.
But for those who haven't seen the Two Towers or haven't seen it in a while, I have the IMDb plot synopsis for you.
Go for it.
While Frodo and Sam edge closer to Mordor, just kidding, with the help of the shifty Gollum, the divided fellowship makes a stand against Sauron's new ally, Saruman, and his hordes of Isengard.
We are doing a drinking game again, but the rules that we're playing with for this one is anytime someone says Hobbit, Mordor, whenever Gollum says precious, anytime somebody drinks, eats, or smokes, whenever Legolas shoots an arrow, there's a panning shot of the landscape and you see the eye. The eye. Does this count? Is this a panning?
Yeah, it is. First drink.
Starting strong.
30 seconds in. Woo!
Oh my god, it's a never-ending pan. What if the whole movie was one continuous?
Finish your drink. No, because you just drink.
I would be
until the
very
pan
impressed
ends.
if it was.
Last time on Lord of the Rings.
Previously on. In case you forgot this most iconic scene, let me
Hey.
re-show you.
They wanted to reuse this footage, I get it. Now it's from the Balrog's perspective.
He's just a misunderstood character.
Where's his prequel?
Rings of Power.
So do you think Ian McKellen did this stunt for real?
Absolutely.
100%.
He fought Balrog.
Yes, right?
I mean, Tom Cruise would.
How the hell are they climbing like that?
On a rope.
Oh, rope. I didn't see the rope.
Golden rope.
They're just free soloing.
Don't they lose it like right after this?
They don't lose it.
They lose it right here.
They tied it on one little
They only
tiny
used
thing.
it once, though. Should we give props for Sam in the kitchen he's carrying on his back?
I know only the essentials.
There's always one person in the group. The back's for every
Who has a frying pan on them?
Yeah, when
and a kettle.
But the selfish stuff, it's not bad.
How is this? It's bread.
Bro, you've never even left the Shire. You haven't had any foreign food.
It's bread.
It's foreign bread.
It wasn't made in Hobbiton.
I know. Jeez, Sam.
What is that horrid stink? But what if there's a nasty bug nearby?
How easy would it be to go in circles? Like, wouldn't it be easier to not
Yeah.
backtrack?
Again, there's a looming mountain they can just walk toward.
Well, it's also the point of the location in which they're in, is that it's designed to confuse and make people lost.
Yeah, see? I knew there was some sort of deep, dark magic at hand.
I know we had like the animated stuff, but the Gollum voice, where do you think that came from?
His voice box.
Hey, look, my precious.
No, I'm kidding.
Hey there, my precious.
I feel like he was just playing around with like different voices, and that just kind of like.
Honestly, he probably started with physicalities that emulated into a voice. So as he built the character of Gollum, he probably started physicalizing the movements and everything else, the breathing.
It's just so
And
distinct.
from that, he ended up with like that guttural, throaty voice.
It's such like an iconic voice.
I know, that's what I mean, to come up with.
Yeah, it's incredible to come up with. It would have been a lot of experimenting.
Wow, a little over dramatic.
It's the rope. It's the rope.
There's always one in the group.
Oh God, you have someone in your group with a frying pan and another one who has a collar around them at all times. Who are you hanging out with? Do you have a preference? I know you probably don't, but do you have a preference for the individual stories that are going on? Like which group you like to follow?
I prefer this. So, like, obviously, the stuff with Frodo and Sam is like the important stuff that's happening, but this is more interesting to me.
Yeah.
And there's more occurring than two hobbits.
Especially in the
hiking
second
through.
movie.
We dwarves are natural sprinters, very dangerous over short distances.
That's what I tell myself every time I'm at the gym.
Yeah, it's not me, it's the
She's been to
circumstances.
the gym twice.
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard!
They're taking the hobbits, the hobbits, the hobbits. Why is that the thing that people like clamored towards?
And the union of the two towers.
Is it intentional
Ooh,
that
two towers.
Sauron and like their names sound so similar?
No, I think that's
Saruman.
just coincidence. I don't think it was on purpose.
Couldn't you have just changed their names?
You could have.
Go by a
Look, it's the
nickname.
eye.
Big one for the eye, folks. Big eye shot.
So wait, that eye is Isengard, right? Okay, so the towers.
So you have.
So he's at Isengard.
Yes.
Where the two towers are?
No, so the two towers is one is Isengard, the other is Mordor.
Because there's two towers.
Oh, okay. And he's trying to connect them?
The alliance is what they're referring to.
Okay. But there's an army in Mordor?
There's armies in both. It's like Saruman right now, like what we saw in the last one, and in now, in this scene is Saruman is building an army.
Okay.
In addition to the army that is being built in Mordor.
Who's building it in Mordor? But there's no one in
Mordor's
charge.
more aligning with like orcs, goblins, fell beasts, Nazgul, like those kind of creatures, whereas Saruman is creating his own species, like essentially.
Oh, Christina, is there anything you have to say about Carl Urban?
I do. I have a lot to say. I have met Carl Urban.
Yeah.
Quite a few times. He, when we were working in the restaurant industry, he came into the restaurant and ordered a couple times. So I took his orders and I got a picture with him.
Yeah, you got to meet him.
I got to meet him.
He looks different. I know these were a while ago now, but he does look different.
Mm-hmm. Well, doesn't really have a lot of facial hair in this one versus now. And he's a bit like bigger, like bulkier now, muscle-wise.
Saruman.
Oh, this guy.
That entrance just tells you everything about the character.
Orcs bearing the white hand of Saruman.
Ooh, that landed well.
That did.
Did they have a magnet on that one?
They probably had a string that pulled it down.
Does it take 87 times?
You're doing fantastic, Carl, but we just can't get this landing right.
Yeah.
We have to keep saying it.
Too long have you watched?
Grab his face like that. Squish, squish. Why is he doing it like that?
Folk used to say there was something in the water that made the trees grow tall.
What happens if you drank the water?
You grow tall and come alive.
You become a tree?
You just grow
Like
tall.
Hugh Jackman.
He became a tree?
He came alive.
Get out.
I don't get it.
It's the Greatest Showman reference. Song Come Alive.
Why can't we have some meat?
Why can't we have... He looks like the Muppet. I don't know if you remember. He's like the blue dude who's all scraggly looking.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Woo! Dinner! That's such a funny line.
I'm Aragorn, son of Aragorn. This is Gimli, son of Gloin, and Legolas of the Woodland Realm.
Oh, we don't tell who his father is. Okay.
Yeah, the most important one, really.
Look at that pan shot.
It's not a pan.
Oh, well, look at that shot. Landscape.
The most static shot this whole movie. Lock down your tripod on that one. So that was an actual helmet
Yep.
that he actually kicked.
Yep.
And actually broke his toe.
Yep. Yep.
Treebeard, some call me.
Huh, not Entbeard, huh?
Tree beard.
Thought he wasn't a tree.
Ooh.
Just
Because
saying.
his beard looks like a tree.
Just saying.
There it is.
Crunchable blighties.
New crunchable birdsies.
Precious.
We must starve.
Christina every day before lunch.
Yep.
Hobbit.
Hobbit.
He does not care if we should die.
Oh my god.
This is my daily repertoire when I look at my cupboards and I was like, I don't want to cook anything.
This is like,
We will starve.
I'm so hungry. I can't go on.
We must die.
Precious. He looked genuinely like shocked.
What?
What do you mean?
I just wanted a hug.
Gollum hasn't felt affection in a very long time.
Don't go to the lights. Okay, so go to the lights. Don't go in the water. Okay, so go in the water.
Let me disregard everything you just said.
He needs a hug.
Don't follow the lights.
I said one thing not to do, and you did the thing.
And where were you, Sam?
I was watching from a safe distance.
You gotta keep an eye on Frodo at all times.
Show yourself!
Turn the lights down.
What?
Look at who's
Look at
back.
that. Look at who it is.
Would anyone have guessed it?
I am Saruman. Rather Saruman as he should have been.
I think those are two different things.
That is one of the maras. Unless my eyes are cheated by some spell.
Does Legolas just think he's often having spells casted on him?
Magic.
I guess it's
His
magic.
dad does seem like that kind of guy.
Upon your head. Go.
So Tolkien and C.S. Lewis were friends.
Yes.
They were in the same,
Regiment,
not regiment. They had like a
battalion.
poetry book club kind of thing.
Cute.
And they also both taught at Oxford,
Yes.
down the hall from each other.
Yeah.
And so when Tolkien was writing The Two Towers, he based the character of Treebird off of C.S. Lewis.
Just in mannerism.
Is that like a diss? Because he's talking super slow here and very breathy.
Point being is that C.S. Lewis, I guess, spoke very poetically, long, drawn out sense. Put his glass to sleep early.
This is a lot of nice landscape shots as well.
I know. I think you need to be drinking this whole time. Finish your drink.
Put the hobbits to sleep.
From the summit of Barad-dûr, his eye watches ceaselessly.
Yeah, the eye can never blink. Don't you think that eye gets tired?
Well, it would have to have eyelids.
You need some eye drops.
Yeah.
It's so cranky.
It gets more and more fiery.
Frodo must finish this task alone.
Except for Sam and Gollum.
His whole posse.
Showing the way into Mordor.
So Gollum out. Done my job.
I brought you to the gates. That's what you wanted. Okay, goodbye.
Just give me the ring as payment and we're all set.
Now I can strangle you. Sam, no! Could you imagine if it just surfed all the way down? It was like,
Hey, that's for later.
yes, sorry, right. We save the surfing for later. They didn't even
They're
wait till
still
they got
marching.
that far away.
They're still all marching. No one. Not a single person.
Frodo gets them part of the way. I'm like, you got the rest, right? Sam, I'm gonna
Like,
look.
he doesn't weigh anything. How did he end up that deep in gravel in like a half a second?
Right?
Quicksand.
Quick gravel?
Yeah.
Because Master did not ask.
He's up to something. There's another way into Mordor.
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 More doors?
More doors.
There's more than one way.
There's a path and some stairs.
Oh, stairs. Well, that sounds easy
A
enough.
tunnel. Ooh.
Nothing bad can happen there.
Nothing at all.
I had the weirdest dream. There was a talking tree. Gandalf came back. And you were there?
And then Mary's like, I had the weirdest dream. I was on an island.
And you weren't there.
And you weren't there. There was a polar bear.
They're having a bad time over here.
They're not having a good time at all. It's just like one thing after the other.
And then this guy shows up.
See, what gets me is he doesn't look evil, so it's really surprising.
When all your life seems to shrink.
I mean, let's be real. He looks like the Penguin in Batman Returns.
I actually, when I was younger, I thought this was the same guy that was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh, that guy was so terrifying.
Right?
Holy
The one that kidnaps the children.
Yeah.
They have like the same vibe.
Lollipops. Tickle toss.
So there are tours that will take you to this mountain.
Yeah.
Where they had the set location for Edoras, but they did not. So when they filmed like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, they built the sets and tore them down.
Yeah.
When they went back into The Hobbit, they built the Hobbiton set to last. So it's permanently there now.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually stay there.
By order of Grima Wormtongue.
His name's even Wormtongue. Like, come on.
Wormtongue?
How do
That
we
is a
trust this
straight
guy?
ass villain name. How did you let him into the inner circle? Wormtongue.
You would not part an old man from his walking stick.
That's so
Step on
funny.
The little wink.
I can't believe they believe that.
Right? And then Legolas is like, here, give me your arm and we'll lead it.
Yeah.
We'll play
Really
into
sell this.
Yeah. He's not even using it for a walking stick. That's the best part.
Just holding it up for him.
Theoden King.
So this is another like big kingdom, I guess, or it's just like one town, but he calls himself a king.
No, so Theoden is king of Rohan.
Theoden.
He just walks straight forward. He's got his two guys helping him.
Now he's using the staff.
I know your face.
That's like a running line in my family.
I know your face.
I know your face, yeah.
I sure hope so.
It's just because I made my family watch these movies so many times.
But that's the line you all were like, this
That's
is it.
the line that my
This
parents
is the
use
one.
a lot, yeah.
No parent should have to bury their child.
What did he die from?
We didn't see it.
He had a wound that he obtained when they were going after the Uruk-hai, and it's believed that Grima would have gone in and just kind of killed him. Because like when they weren't attending him, like thinking that like, oh, he'll heal, just give him time. But he could have gone either way. Grima just went in and finished him off. The scene though has like so much weight, and you can really kind of get a sense for Tolkien's experience in war during this, because a lot of parents were burying their children that had gone off to war, and that line still I think remains true, is that a parent shouldn't have to bury their child.
Yeah.
They were unarmed.
I really do like that they utilized like different points. Like the Shire is very much modeled after Celtic.
Yeah.
Rohan is very much modeled after the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
And you really get that like Norse and Scandinavian feel just from the hall of itself, their weapons, their style of fighting. So like all the details are so small but so important.
Well, if you get to kind of pull from whatever you want, because it's a fantasy world, you get to delve into a lot of different places.
Just
for
look at
that.
like all, even on the pillars, like all the detail there.
Mm-hmm. Would you like one of those pillars?
I would just love the whole set. Give it to me.
What do you fear, my lady?
You know this person I just met. What do you fear? What's your biggest, darkest fears?
A cage.
Well, guess what?
I'm here to put you in a cage.
You're gonna go to a cage.
I want to help him, Sam.
Because I see myself in him.
He's like a little friend.
We don't need you. What?
What?
So perfectly placed.
What?
What?
You want to say it again?
Huh?
And never come back!
It's like his self-affirmation.
Every morning into the mirror.
For 1 minute.
We talked about Smog doing the same thing. Is there a correlation?
There's only one way to eat a brace of conies.
Brace?
No! You ruined them. Hobbit.
What's taters, precious?
What is
Precious?
taters?
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Why? Why? I don't know which lines of this movie are the ones that are popular.
It doesn't make sense, but I love it.
It won't be long now. It will soon be ready.
They could literally just play like hot potato with the hobbits.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Potatoes.
Look at an elephant.
Those are an elephants.
Elephant.
There's a difference, Maddie.
Oliphant.
Well, see, they have 2 tusks actually.
4.
I meant additional.
2 sets of
Two sets.
War will make corpses of us all.
So, Christina, is there still 7 more scenes after this?
No, this is a cut. This is a cut right here. Part 2.
All right.
That's it. That's part 1.
2 towers. How are we feeling?
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
We're still hanging on.
We're still hanging on. Only up from here, as Celine Dion would say.
Perfect.
From
More
what-
Titanic references.
I love
From
it.
what I've heard,
I
at
mean, you
least.
cannot have them.
Because I imagine that. I know the 2 towers is a bit slow, but the ending's good, correct?
I don't.
the question of hope there.
No. Not that this isn't
Correct.
good, but like it's like kind of give me like Harry Potter Part 1
I think
vibes.
the one with this one too is because the party's split. It is all the different stories, so the
Yeah,
pacing
there's all
does
the
feel different
building.
in this one. Yeah.
The pacing is different, and
The second half is all just a war.
yeah, for those who have seen it before, the second half is like really you're watching this to build to the Battle of Helm's Deep because it is
Third
such a
movie.
big battle
Like
that occurs.
3/4 of the third movie is just a war.
Yeah.
I understand maybe why I don't remember this one as much because everything that did happen, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that's all that happens. Like it's not a whole lot.
Yeah, there's not a lot of events that happen.
Yeah.
It definitely is kind of one. You know, it's driving the story forward. It's setting up.
It's travel time.
Yeah. Which is totally fine.
And because everyone's split up and you have essentially 3 different storylines going on, you're trying to get everybody from A to B around the same time.
Yeah, just moving parts right now mostly.
But it's nice because
It's honestly
all
still
co-
just set up.
2 of the 3 come back together, you know, at the beginning of like the third, and then you'd have just 2 storylines really at that point.
Yeah.
The first movie and a half is just set up, that's all.
Yeah, but it does feel different than The Fellowship. Like
Yes.
this movie itself has a different pace, story feel to it.
Because this one, because I found like the Fellowship, there's a lot of like world expanding and building, whereas like this one, it's mainly just like foot travel. Like there's not really.
It's just the introduction of characters and traveling.
Yeah, because I mean, like with Frodo and Sam, like literally they have not encountered or discovered anything new per se. Like there's no.
They have Smeagol, that's it.
Yeah, like we're not taken to like any mines or elvish cities, or there's no gifting of armor or weapons.
Like
was-
it,
it
it
was to
does kind of
introduce
pick
us-
up definitely in the second
It was
part.
to introduce us to Rohan, Gollum, the Ents. That's it.
Yeah, a lot of introductions to characters that maybe personally aren't my favorite characters, so that also might be
Whoa,
why.
Treebeard's in that mix.
But some of the other ones, that might be why this one doesn't stand out to me as much as the first one, where I'm like, oh yeah, of course. Whole fellowship, whole party's here.
This is one where, again, like we said, it's definitely set up, and I feel like you kind of have to watch it as one, whereas, you know, because it is in 2 parts if you're watching the original version. So when you're able to watch it as one full film instead of taking that break in between, I feel like it's not as bad. But when you take the break, it's like, oh, you know, you just finished part 1, not a lot happened. So then you have to find the motivation to get into part 2, which is, you know, the battle.
Okay. Quick question. If you could recast any one character, what character and who would you pick?
Nick Cage.
Man, I was gonna go with Nick Cage.
As everybody.
Okay, I was gonna say Frodo.
I can't do a Nick Cage accent, or I would try.
Nick Cage accent.
You know how he talks. I haven't seen a Nick Cage in movies like in a while.
It's like
so.
really airy.
Gotta get the ring. I can't even think of it in my head.
Yeah, guys, you gotta get the ring.
I don't know.
Yeah, the last one I saw was probably Ghost Rider.
I wouldn't change the
I'd cast
casting.
Leonardo DiCaprio somewhere in there.
My God.
As Samwise Gamgee, but like have him be like a lady killer.
So,
Just throw him in.
just gonna drink.
I say onward to the
Onwards.
next part.
Onwards. We're not getting
We're
on
done.
this.
Yeah,
we're
that's
done.
it's derailed.
There she goes.
Thank you so much for watching with us.
It's been a blast and a half.
Had a really good time.
As always.
You could like this video.
Or subscribe, even better.
If you want to see something for us to watch in the future, like a movie or a TV show, please let us know in the comments.
And we'll get on that right away for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Woohoo!